Hello and welcome to Blue Girls Video Podcast. I have dreams for you for March 2024. Now, I do not know how long, if I'm going to get to April or May 2024. And so where I left off was March 24th, 2024, Alice in Wonderland cartoon. And so the next one is Burmese, and I'm going to try not to bounce too much because I'm on a bed. I went to a former friend's place that he used to live but does not live anymore. He had a girlfriend there who was from a foreign country. She had dark fluffy hair and brown eyes, and I'm getting the word Burmese, although she doesn't look like that descent at all. I was talking to her about going to Las Vegas, and then I switched to being a man. I kind of downplayed going there. Then was consolidating my storage units and had boxes. Okay, so I think I know of a friend of mine. I think that's who I'm thinking of, and he used to live in an area, but I don't know who she is. And then all of a sudden I was a man, so that's kind of weird. But maybe it was a woman and then it changed from a woman to a man. I don't know. Sometimes these dreams are kind of weird. Not sometimes, they kind of are. Okay, so the next dream, and let's see here, is going to be, the next one I'll have more than just one, but I wanted to get that in here. So what did I do? Yeah, I went further back than I was supposed to. Okay, now I'm continuing with March. It's the end of March of 2024 dreams. Teaching. There was an unusual dream. I was offered to teach or possibly take a very difficult class, which I declined. It was more advanced than from my experience. I'm not for sure the reasoning. Later was in an RV. Yeah, so I remember that it was a very difficult advanced class. I mean, it would probably be Greek to me. And I don't even know what class it was. I just know that it was really higher up there. So the next dream is bidding, and I put in 1,125, 1,175. These women were trying to fit as many people as they could in an apartment for an amount. Those amounts I just mentioned. Both my friend E and I were both there. My friend had tears in his eyes. It seemed we were living close by each other. Okay, so this is now we're on April 1st, 2024. I actually was in contact with this friend. I always forget to look at the thing instead of down or whatever. And because one of his pets passed away, I don't know why I was thinking about him. I think because his birthday is like the end of July. And so I was looking for him, and for whatever reason, I found out that his dog, his beloved dog that he had, like, I don't know, 15 years or so, passed away. But we were living close by each other, and then there was also someone with the same name around the time as well, or maybe a couple months later. So winter hat. Such a strange day on April Fool's Day. In real life, last night's dream, I came into my room and underneath some items on my bed was a winter hat. I recall saying out loud that it didn't look like my hat, nor do I know how it got on my bed. So I remember this. I came into my room, on the bed there was a hat. And I am superstitious and I would never intentionally put a hat on the bed. But it wasn't my hat. So I just think it was symbolic, in which it was like bad luck. So anyway, another temporary place. A group of young women were all staying at this one place. There was a vote, and it was agreed to let a woman stay there. A woman there was wielding around a weapon. Also, I'm thinking about one of my twin cousins. Okay, so one of my twin cousins, one starts with the letter D, the other one starts with M. And sometimes those names can, like certain names can appear in the dream. So if I say a cousin, it could be somebody with the same name. So it was some place for women, and there was this one woman who was had a weapon, and so she was like violent or whatever, but she didn't hurt anybody, but I just remember that in the dream. Crashing at a friend's place. I was at a hospital in the beginning for some reason. A woman wanted me to go somewhere, and I may have disagreed and then left in a hurry. I was crashing at my high school friend's place, although her husband wasn't around, but had a handful of her friends were there. They were watching movies with strange sexual overtones that I disagreed with. I was hiding in a room as she was with her friends, then was with a preteen who reminded me of my best friend as a preteen. We were outside and was waiting for a bus and looked at a bus schedule attached to the bus stop. I don't know why I was at the hospital for. So I think this woman, she wanted me to go somewhere and I didn't want to go there. So I think I might have ended up with this friend. It wasn't her, actually, in the dream. It could have been somebody with the same name, but it wasn't her. But she kind of reminded me of her. So I don't know what she was doing. I just kind of hid in her bedroom, and she went out with her friends, her girlfriends, to some kind of movies or whatever that were kind of weird sexually or whatever, and I disagree with it, so I don't think I really wanted to be any part of that. And then I went, okay, so then I guess it's me and this one teenager. I guess she liked walking and I was walking with her. And we were waiting for a bus. I don't know where we were going or whose kid she was. Boxcar. Okay, I was at an office standing around with a couple of young white office workers. One of the women told me only Somalians can stand in that corner that I was standing, and I said, they can stand there too with me, strange rule. I didn't want my former landlord to know that I was driving around in a handmade boxcar. Upon awakening, I could not remember the day of the week. In real life, it was a weekend. Okay, so what happened in real life? And I thought, well, this is really kind of strange dream, right? There is in the Pacific Northwest, a model apartment, and the title of the apartment is Boxcar. Okay, and I didn't know this before I had this dream. And then I found out, so that explains why there's mainly, well, no, there wouldn't be mainly white women there. And then there was a Somalian, and I was there with these women, and then they said that's a Somalian only corner. You can't stand over there, right? So, and I didn't know this, and I found out, kind of with this boxcar thing, that they had a Somalian only building. And I thought, well, how is that legal, right? But anyway, I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah, so that's kind of what happened with that. This is, of course, after the dream. And I thought it was a strange rule, but whatever, in and out of dreams. I kept waking up and going back asleep, forgetting most of my dreams. My youngest brother was around in possibly a house or a room. He was telling me things that are going on around me. South, I recall being in a room with other people getting possibly our vouchers or something else. So I vaguely remember waking up, kind of in and out of the dream, and then sometimes I can sense like, whatever, who's around, a relative or whatever. It's kind of the same thing with a friend or whatever. So my youngest brother was around somewhere, like I can sense him. And he prefers the South. I mean, that's kind of he calls it his home or whatever. And then two guys, that's the wording I got. Okay, so we're still, April. Still, mid-April, Forest. Two guys, one with short brown hair and some other guy was trying to get me to do something. I said, I don't want to do it. I saw an injury with a bandage and blood. Okay. So I don't know what I didn't want to do, but I'm pretty, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the word, can't think of the word off the top of my head, but I didn't want to do that. And I'm pretty stubborn, I guess. And if I feel like someone's not being fair with me, that's another where I just won't cooperate if I feel like they're not being fair with me. In between, I was talking to a young woman about my travels back and forth from Reno to Las Vegas. I told the woman that was a long time ago. So in, I would say in my 40s, I probably shouldn't have told you. I don't want to be older than, I don't want you to know my age. So anyway, so I did go back and forth to the Southwest, and I would leave mainly for like medical reasons, because Reno and Las Vegas or whatever, I never lived in Las Vegas. Reno, they do have like medical and stuff like that, but everything else, for the most part, everything, if you're not around those areas, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. So so that's one reason why I would go back and forth, because I would get there and a small town and there wouldn't be that many services, or, you know, you have to, you know, as far as medical or whatever. But I do love small towns in the middle of nowhere with haunted houses or haunted hotels and wild burrows. Okay, so the next dream is called Police Officer, and this is April 19, 2024. A semi-overweight police officer, is running up some stairs to an apartment that is connected to a row of other apartments. It's a nice sunny day. So I have been having, this is April 19, 2024, anything on the 19th, there's been not so good dreams, okay? And I don't know what this is about exactly, and I don't even think it's where I'm located now. I don't even know, but it was like a row of apartments, and they were light colored, and I don't know, he was going to some woman's apartment. I don't even know why or what for. Okay, so the next dream is, and then I had this next dream of my mom on my deceased oldest brother's birthday. Vivid dream of mom. I haven't had a dream about my deceased mom in a very long time. She was wearing the green dress that I bought her for her burial. She also was wearing some jewelry and pink lipstick, and of course her curly hair that she would set with bobby pins. She was walking through the skyways in downtown city in the Midwest, someplace that once lived many years ago. Then someone was using a video camera to capture the downtown area. Okay, so this was really unusual, because my mom, she passed away. It's been over 20 years, and so I rarely have dreams about her, but sometimes I can still sense her. Sometimes. But she was wearing this green dress that I bought her for a burial. She would wear her jewelry that she would buy like at Walmart, okay? And then she'd always have pink lipstick on, and she would use bobby pins in her hair. Usually not curlers, but bobby pins. And she was walking through the skyway, and so that, I don't know why she was walking through the skyway, but when I have like a dream of my mom, I think it's like someone's kind of protecting me or looking out for me, because that would be her. But the thing is that for this, and so for like there was people in a car, and they were going to this town in the Midwest, and they had a camera, and they were kind of just filming the city a little bit. So here's a true story that did come true. So this green dress that I brought my mom, when she said that when she wanted to be buried in a white dress, and she wanted to be buried with her Bible, okay? So when she passed away, she didn't have a white dress. So what I did was I went and I got her a dress, right? But what's interesting about it is that I went and I got a lottery, well, a lottery ticket, you know, you just give them so much money and then you scratch or whatever. But I knew I was going to win. Okay, I sensed that I was going to win, and I won $40, okay, and that's what I used to buy her dress. It was a green dress, but she used to always wear this shirt that, Irish or whatever, stuff like that, Irish Rose or something like that. And so, because I couldn't find her a white dress, but she was buried in a green. It was a pretty dress, and it's her style, and it fit. And with her Bible, her white Bible, she was holding it in her hands. And I put 2 magnetic bears. I think they were bears. I said, "This is you," like for my mom and for me. And then I put them together kissing. So I don't know if they're still kissing after 20 years. I put it in the casket, but. Yeah, so that's that. So that's almost the end of April. So that's going to, I think, be the end for this one. I'm going to make another one and try to get some more in here. So thank you for watching.